Hey, what's up everybody? It is DaYDreaMz. Welcome back to the channel for another Clash of Kings video. So, guys, I get so many messages pretty much every day. People ask me to check out their lairs, check out what I can do to help them have better attacks in Clash of Kings. And you know what? I thought about it, because I have layering videos for every castle level. Castle 30, Castle 26, Castle 22, Castle 19, Castle 16, etc. And it's been a long time since then, and the game has changed and evolved a lot, so I needed to make an updated one. But I don't really need to go through each level this time. I can just give you a basic lair, and then you can just change the troop types. So let's go over the troop types just in case some of you don't know, because since I did these videos on troop types and all this stuff, we have had probably like 14,000 new people come to the channel since then. I mean, it's been a long time. So let's start at it in the order in which they march. So we'll go over to the barracks first so I can show you this. So actually I'm not going to do the order in which they march. I'll do everything in the order in which they march except for the rams. I'm not even going to show the rams because we're not even going to put them in the lair. They're basically just for defense. That's the siege towers and all of that, because they're right behind the oops, wrong one. They are right behind the infantry, the swordsmen, the T10 berserker, the T7 guard. These right here, the siege tower right behind them. And if you look at their stats, they're defensive, high health, slow moving target. The best thing they're used for really is gathering resources, especially the T2 assault cart. But you can use them for defense. They're good to still have. Like if you're a 26 castle, it's good to still train these T9 siege tower. They're really going to help you in defense, and they're going to keep your berserkers safe and your pikemen safe. So let's go ahead and go into the troops that we're going to use. So we've got the swordsman. That's the T10 berserker, high health, high defense. And then if you go down, the guard. If you're level 19 to 29 castle, you're gonna use the guard. If you're level 16 or lower, you'll use the swordsman. I'm not gonna do any else because if you're not a level 16 castle, at least you shouldn't even be fighting. Okay, so that's gonna be the first one. Then after that's gonna be the spearmen. That's the cavalry counter. So if you're you're gonna use the if you're 26 to 30, you'll be using the halberdier. If you're 22 or lower, you'll be using the pikemen. If you are, if you're a level 7 or 18 or lower, you'll be using the T5 pikeman, the regular pikeman. If you're level 22 to 25, you'll be using the T8 heavy pikeman, okay? Hope I'm not making this too confusing. Let's go on to the next one. So, if you are, I'm not even going to say that. Here's a Divine Knight. That's the Knight. That's like kills ranged troops. It's a good unit. If you don't have the Knight yet, you'll be using the Royal Knight, Knights Templar. I'm just showing you these are all the same troops, basically. Is basically what I'm showing. Then behind that is the Strike Archer. They got the Resource Battle bonus. They're a really good troop. So that would be the Strike Archer, Cavalry Archer. You can see by the animations, they all look, similar. And then into the last ones are the Archers. Let's go ahead and get into those. You got the Marksman, that's the short bow. You've got the Eagle Archer and the Archer Guard for level 16 castle, okay? And then behind that, you've got the long-range crossbowman, the Windless Man, heavy crossbowman. And you know what? What's crazy about this? These used to be the better attackers. Like if you look at the attack stats, until the new updates came out, these were the best attackers. They had the better range. They've got 98 attack, 49 defense, and if you look at these, the higher tier, they've only got 65 attack, 49 defense, but with that double attack speed and with the other, that's what you, with the new updates, starting this summer, the short bowmen became really good. So the T8 Eagle Archer are really good, and even the T6 Archer Guard are really good. So when you're at like level 16 castle, make a lot of these Archer Guard, and especially once you get to 22, you're going to be making a lot of Eagle Archer, because that's what you're going to use all the way until you're at castle 30. So Eagle Archer are really important at castle level 22. So now that we've got all this done, I'm going to show you the lair. Now I've only got T9 and T10. So if you see Berserker, if you do not have Berserker, you're going to be using the T7 Guard or the T6 Noble Swordsman. We're going to set this lair up here. I have a generic one set now, but I'm going to actually fix it. We're at 216,000. So I'm gonna do this real quick and set up and talk to you as I go throughout it. So you want a heavy front line of Berserker, guys. Behind the Archer, the Divine Knight are my favorite, and then the Siege, the Trebuchet. We didn't go over Trebuchet. 1 second. Thank goodness I thought of that. Then you've got the Trebuchet. It's the last one. They're very strong. They have the longest range in the game. They shoot over the rest of the troops. Very, very powerful. You can see they have a high attack, high defense, and high health. So they're like really well-rounded. So you've got the Mighty Trebuchet, Heavy Trebuchet, Trebuchet, and then at T5 you got the Heavy Mangonels. Now Heavy Mangonels will work good for like your lower tiers. Like if you're level 16 castle or lower, Heavy Mangonels do work at those lower tiers. So early game, the Heavy Mangonel, like if you're going out attacking farms and stuff, make a lot of Heavy Mangonel, and they will get the job done. Okay, now we've got those done. We can go into the lair. So let's go and make a lair that all of you can use. Like I said, you can just substitute. So we'll just go over the substitutes real quick. If you don't have Berserker, you're going to use T7 Guard or T6 Noble Swordsman. If you do not have Divine Knight, you're going to use T8 Royal Knight or T6 Knights Templar. If you do not have Marksman, you will use T8 Eagle Archer or T6 Archer Guard. If you do not have Mighty Trebuchet, you will use T8 Heavy Trebuchet or T7 Trebuchet or T5 Mangonel. If you do not have Halberdier, you will use T8 Heavy Pikeman. T8 Heavy Pikeman. If you do not have I guess you could use T5 Pikeman if you're, under level Castle 22, but don't use many. They're really bad. If you do not have a Strike Archer, you will use T7 Heavy Cavalry Archer or T5 Cavalry Shooter. If you do not have Windless Band, you will use T7 Heavy Crossbowman. Okay? Now that we've got that, and then I guess if you really want, if you're under level 19 castle, you can use the T4 Arbalist. Okay? And Siege Tower, if you don't have Siege Tower, you don't want to use any of the rest, because Siege Tower is about all you're going to want to use. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it, guys. So I have a 216,000 troop march. I'm going to make it a 200,000 troop march. So that way you can do the math on what you need to make for your lair. So let's go ahead and get into that. So you're going to want to have a heavy front line. We'll put about 47,000. So if you think about that, it's a pretty good amount. That's almost 25%, and you'll see it does help out a lot. We're going to put around 30k of these here. So we'll start there with the 34k, and we'll work up. Let's go to just to make this a little easier, we're going to do 40,000 of those. We're going to do 30,000 of those, and then we will 25k of those. That's going to be about right. That's about 10 to 15% of the full march. And then Halberdier and Strike Archer, you're going to want to put probably about 15,000 of each of these if you have a 216 troop march. Now this is without my march buffs on or nothing. So my march with march buffs is going to be over 300,000. This is to keep it simpler so that you guys can do the math. You can do the math on what this is on a 200,000 troop march, and then you can, you know what I'm going to do though, to make this easy, 16,100. I'm going to make 16,100 of those, and then I'm going to delete them at the end, so that way we can just keep track. Okay, we don't even have enough to do that, so let's, what are we going to subtract? So we could subtract probably, no, we're getting low on battery. What could we subtract? I don't really want to subtract anything, so we'll just keep it 216,000. Put about, because I'm going to put almost half of the march as, we're going to make about 8,000 of those. We're going to put about half of our march as the marksman or the eagle archer or whatever you have, because guys, that's basically what you need to win these battles. If you look at a lot of my battle reports or a lot of other big castles battle reports, the marksmen are doing work, and then I'm even looking at battle reports of level 22 castles and 26 castles, and the eagle archers are doing the work. So there's something in the system right now that's broken, and you've got to exploit it. So the marksmen are going to be the majority of your lair, and then the Divine Knight, I still love them, but they've just slipped down. They're not quite as powerful as the marksman, and the reason that you're still going to have a decent amount of trebuchet, like 24k, is because when you do the marksman, a lot of your equipment is going to have siege in it. So let's take a look here. Like if you look at a lot of that, like infantry cavalry siege, or infantry archer siege, then the cavalry defense. Then if you go here, you'll see archer siege, infantry cavalry. Infantry defense, archer attack, siege attack. Most of them have, these are the asylums too. If you look at most regular equipment, guys, a lot of like the level 35, 40, and 43 equipment have archer and siege together. So you're still going to have a decent amount of those. Now this is an offensive layer. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys want me to do a defensive layer. I will gladly do that for you guys. I'm doing everything I can to help you out. Let's go over the layer again so you can see it. So that way you guys can do the math and you can switch it down. It's going to be way easier than me making a video for each castle level. If you want me to make a video for each castle level, I will. I've got the outdated ones that I don't think are any good anymore, especially with the new equipment and everything. So I want to do a little updated something to help you guys out and hold you over until I can maybe do one for each castle level. So thank you guys so much for watching. You already know, teamwork makes the dream work. Smash the thumbs up button, and I will see you guys in the next video.